Well, thank you, friend. Shabbat Shalom. Greetings to you all. I certainly hope that Leora and Sabrina had great birthdays, and your prayers have surely helped us. I understand Pierre is doing well so far after his chemo treatment. Let's hope he continues to get stronger and healthier with each passing day. He has some more rough treatments coming up in the weeks ahead. I'm still getting calls about our labyrinth walk last week and how impactful that it was for people and how they found meditation to be quite different than they had imagined. And meditation is different every time you do it. Well, thank you all. And we're getting a lot of calls and inquiries for our monthly New Moon Sabbath dinners and services. And people really have been enjoying the thought of those and enjoying coming out to the music and poetry coffee nights. We're busy putting together a schedule for the upcoming season for all that. Oh, it's great seeing community where the wants, needs, and lives of people actually matter and are listened to. And it's time for us to come together and share spirit energy, the gift of fellowship. So as friends, as a chavura, a fellowship, let us all join together to express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts and feelings, hopes and dreams and wishes that unites us all. As we come together every week in this community house of Spirit Beth Roach. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody you know, physically, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, to gather and share from Psalm 133, Hine Matov. Come together. Hine Matov. Yachad. Hine Matov. Yachad. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community, 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 together. So as a community, let us all spread love, goodwill, fellowship to the world. And remember, my friends, we're only a few days away now from Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, a fast day, a sad day. Now, it's a day that we as a nation can ask what we did to bring the great destruction and ruin upon us. But those are also the days we can take advantage of and ask the great karmic questions. What's the worst thing that has happened to me this year? What have I done to bring it on? It's good practice for as we get closer to the high holy days. Now, anytime there's angst in our lives, from sad events, from illness, from whatever, those are the times to bring renewal and goodwill and love and healing to the world. In helping others, we help ourselves. It's during times of reflection that we learn to share our love and goodwill with those less fortunate, with those who encounter difficulty and sadness. So let us all send healing, love, goodwill to all in need of renewal, for those in need, to you, to everyone. Keep praying for Pierre, for Melissa, for Kara, for Phil, for Sherry as we get closer and closer to her surgery coming up soon. For you, for your spirit, for all in need of elevation, of healing, of renewal, the kindness, healing, wishes, goodwill, and love that you all send out. It circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each and every single one of you. Misha Berech Avotenu Makor Bracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach, let us all, the world over, have our spirits renewed. We all need renewal, my friends. Now this week, this is a very special parsha for me. It was my ordination parsha. This week we begin at Devarim, the words, otherwise known as the book of Deuteronomy. Now this book so easily demonstrates the difference between the Hebrew and Greek or English titles for books and parshas. The Hebrew Devarim means words, and shortly you'll see why it's called that. While the English and the Greek comes from deuteron, omion, which means second law, because this is a retelling of the law with certain differences, and you'll see the differences. Now, it represents 3 speeches given by Moses. The first retells about the 40 years of wilderness wandering, but only mentioning some things, so there are differences there too. The second emphasizes monotheism and observation of the laws, with the third warning that if the people lose the land due to unfaithfulness, well, they can get it back through repentance, teshuvah. Now, where have we heard that before? It's one of the topics we've talked about. Now, this is undoubtedly one of the most interesting books of the Bible. The 5th book of the 5 books of Moses was a true lost book of the Bible. And many believe this was the book found hundreds of years later, the missing book of law found during the reign of King Josiah, who reigned about 620 before the Common Era. Now, the first of the Jewish diasporas, which is Greek for dispersions, was during the Assyrian period, around 740 before the Common Era, when the lost 10 tribes got lost. The second was during the Babylonian conquests, around 590 before the Common Era. And so this book was found between those 2 periods, significantly after the time of Moses, but during the period when the Torah as we know it was busy being codified and put together. Now, this is a book that opens, Elah Hedabarim Asher Diber Moshe El Kal Yisrael. These are the words that Moses spoke to all of Israel. Words. Now, the only thing more powerful and harder to control are thoughts. Thoughts are things. But also your words, my friends, contain your intention, your kavanah, your karmic triggers. Now, although, it's called the Book of Words, it's all about words. The whole Torah has been about words. But this one really points to the words. And it points to parts of the New Testament too. And although many consider it the most anti-Semitic of the canonized books in the New Testament, the Gospel of John is probably also the best known. And it opens, in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. It takes us back to the whole concept of words and creation. In the beginning, I misunderstood, but now I've got it. The word is good. Spread the word, and you'll be free. Spread the word, and be like me. Spread the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard? The word is love. It's so fine, it's sunshine. It's the word, love. Now that song was and is so true. Words and love. What a powerful combination. It's what makes the world go round. Now the crafters of the Talmud and great scholars and commentators all the time understood that there are certain pivotal events in the Torah where words, statements, sounds, utterings completely changed the course of history. And of course, words were the preferred method of God communicating with man. The great Sinai Epiphany was one where the people said afterwards to Moses they wanted communication through him because hearing the direct uttering from God was too powerful, too frightful. The commandments themselves were delivered by sound, the 10 words. Go back to Genesis. The entire story of creation unfolded along the lines of sound. God called into being. And the entire 22 paths of the tree of life are laid out, representing the elements, the planets, the signs. They all come to life via sound and the vibration of the voice. Great words, great speeches, orations that move and determine outcomes. History has been written by words, my friends, words that have impact. Antony's speech after Caesar's assassination, the speeches of Socrates, Cicero, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi, Winston Churchill. Phrases, Patrick Henry's Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death, Thomas Jefferson's We the People, Ronald Reagan at the Brandenburg Gates, Tear Down This Wall, Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream. Whether it's a date that will live in infamy, question of what you can do for your country, or perhaps the most discussed and influential sermon or speech of all. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. And blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Who has not been influenced by those words for the last several thousand years? Who does not wish that for all of humanity? It is words, my friends, that move mountains. Now, the first 30 chapters of this book are Moses' words, his farewell address to his people before his death. It would have taken about 3 hours to say it all at once. It contains history, law, great wisdom. In places, especially towards the end, it is beautiful, extremely poetic. It is inspired and inspirational. Now take a few minutes at some point to think about, what words do you use, my friends? Do you think them through? Do you use words to inspire? And what words have you been inspired by? It may point to a lot of interesting things. Now, up until now, most of the commandments in the Torah have been given without reason or explanations. From the law of the red heifer, which we recently read about in Numbers 19, to the Ten Commandments, one is not told why one must perform them, only that God commands it. But the law code of Deuteronomy is preceded by chapters of history, explanation, and inspiration. And it is followed by chapters of revelation of the relevance and value of the commandments. This book is different. It retells, but in a new and different type of way. So the Torah then concludes with the idea that law is meant to be relevant, comprehensible, meaningful in people's lives. It's not only appropriate to seek out the meaning of the laws, but you were encouraged to do so, and to reinterpret it in each generation. And when interpreting the law, to understand that it is explicitly meant to enhance lives. One must not apply it in a way that causes injury or undermines its positive function in life. Do we still uphold that kind of a principle? But above all, this book is a speech by the man who was heavy of tongue and did not want to talk, but has learned the eloquence and power of words. Now, what an example to all of us. And we all search for words, sometimes finding them, sometimes not. And sometimes people say the things we were going to say. Then you took the words right out of my mouth. It must have been while you were kissing me. You took the words right out of my mouth. I swear it's true, I was just about to say I love you. Words and love, the two most powerful forces in the world. Now, friends, the Tanakh depicts God becoming more and more hidden over the course of history. Angels and the column of cloud and fire were common occurrences, but these visible signs of divine action in history disappear from the story one by one. And by the last of the books, there are no angels or miracles, and the words "and God appeared to" and "the Lord spoke to" do not occur anymore to anyone. In the place of the acts of God, there is now only the Word of God. We begin Deuteronomy 1:2. It's 11 days from Horeb. It was in the 40th year, in the 11th month, in the first of the month. Moses spoke to the children of Israel everything that the Lord commanded him to them to say. It's 11 days that took 40 years. The irony, the waste, the necessity, the experience, the growth, the suffering, the need for a new generation who had not known slavery, the inability of humans to outgrow a trauma of mammoth proportion to an entire nation. Sound familiar? But some are still on that road. Some still looking, still seeking, still suffering from a slave mentality. But you will learn from the words. And notice how Moses talks in this book. He mixes the past, the present, and future generations. So in the end, it becomes the message for each and every generation who read this text, including you. Now you know that you are real. Show your friends that you and me belong to the same world. Turned on to the same word. Have you heard? Have you heard? Have you heard? Well, have you heard, my friends? Yes, the world is sacred, and so is everything in it. Express your gratitude. Light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light. All who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. Let us send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, good healing to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive, learn to love. Open your hearts, honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Use the words. Take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy the journey. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn to be to love. So please do love. Now bless you all. Have a fantastic week, a week of love and light, a week of peace. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe. Remember, everything we set in motion, all that happens in our lives, our intention, our cause, our effect, Kavanaugh, everything is linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You do have that knowledge of what is good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged. Ask forgiveness. Do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you. As you learn to be a forgiving and compassionate person, do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being. Keep sharing. Keep shining. Keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear. Follow love. It's always there in front of you. And remember to have faith and unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love out of all of you. Now please act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none. Defraud none. Hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God of the light, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. Work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet the mind, because the deepest source of real power lies in your consciousness, your mindfulness, your ability to be present in all circumstances. Make the most of your time in life. Recognize your ability to be a contagion of holiness, to touch and transform the lives around you with your words. You are forever blessed and have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet. Health, love, renewal to everybody you come across. We're all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. Friends, your words are your power to transform to love. Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither. While they pass, they slip away across the universe. And they do. They slip away across the universe. Make them positive. Make them healing. Make them loving. Now start practicing forgiveness now, my friends. It is the mechanism that brings peace, happiness, makes you one with the energy of all there is. There will always be someone by your side because I will always be there for you. Friends, enjoy life. Spread the blessings you've been given. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. The great lesson of life. Be there for someone because someone is always there for you, whether you know it or not. Be happy. Be healthy. Be helpful. Be kind. And be loving. And until next time, Shabbat Shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Bye.